Alright, so we are going to look at cylinders and cones. It says spheres, but we're not going to do this, the three-sphere one on. We're just going to focus on the cylinder and cones. So we're going to take some notes on this paper. This is not going in your journal. It's just notes, and then there's some questions on your assignments that you need to answer about it, all right? So let's look at this. So when we're talking about a cylinder, this is a form of a prism. It will have two bases, and it has the formula B equals big BH. Versus a cone, which is a prism, it only has one base, and our volume is going to be 1/3 big BH. And we're not going to look at the spheres for now. Depending on how long this video is, we might change those last three problems to something a little bit that we can that goes with this lesson a little bit better. We are going to be looking at spheres, but that's a couple more days, or tomorrow actually. So just ignore those. All right, all of these have bases that are circle. All have circle bases. Our area for a circle is pi r squared. Okay? All of these are going to have circular bases, not the spheres because we're not looking at the spheres, but cylinders and cones are both going to have circular bases. So we're going to be using our area of a circle. Now, when we do talk about spheres, we are going to find out there's still pi involved, there's still radius involved, because even though it doesn't have a base of a circle, it's still circular in a way. So, our big B stands for area of the base. Sorry about that loud noise. Apparently, my computer is not wanting to function today. And it's decided to start making some really loud noises, so I hope you can hear the sound over that. Probably doesn't mean anything good for my computer, honestly. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at number one. I do like these examples because we do have a little bit of decimals in it, and we hadn't looked at decimal examples yet, so I'm glad we are. And sorry, the sound just got really loud. Pulled the mic close. All right, so let's start by shading the base. So first of all, we need to decide, is this a cylinder or is it a cone? And it is a cylinder. Okay, so it's going to be V equals big BH. And I'm going to shade in my bases. Now, if you didn't print out this paper, it's okay. You don't have to. But you can just do this on a piece of notebook paper. You're not turning it into me. It's not getting put in your notes. You're just going to have to be able to answer questions. So V equals big BH. I need to figure out what my big B. So I'm going to do pi r squared. So I'm going to do 3.14. And this does go to the middle, so it is a radius. 6 squared. So, I'm going to go to my calculator. These are the ones we use in class. So I'm going to use the other one. So it's got many tabs open, so Alright, so we're going to do 3.14 times 6 squared. And we get a big B of 113.04. So I'm going to go back to my volume formula, plug in my big B, and plug in my height. Sorry about the sound. I'm hoping it's not messing up this video. Multiply it times 2.5, and I get a volume of 282.6 centimeters cubed. All right, so let's look at number 2. Number 2, a cylinder or a cone. It is a cylinder. Ooh, nice that I can spell cylinder right. I'm shading my bases. 2 bases because it is a prism. So I'm going to do V equals big BH. Big B is going to be pi r squared. So we're going to do 3.14 times my radius. That is a radius. It goes only to the middle. So 3 squared. With my calculator. Maybe. 3.14 times 3 squared is 28.26. So I'll go back to my volume formula. 28.26 times my height. My height connects my bases. Alright, height connects my bases. So I'm going to multiply 28.26 times 8 to get a volume of 226.08 centimeters cubed. Alright. Let's go to number 3. So I'm going to shade my 2 bases. It is a cylinder. And I want you to notice this time it goes all the way across. So I have a diameter of 8, but my radius is going to be 4. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause this video and I want you to do number 3 by yourself all the way through. When you are done, push play. I am not giving the answer to that one. Okay, so when you answer your homework, your assignment that you're going to have to do in a little bit, you're going to have to have done number 3 by yourself because I'm not going to give you those answers, okay? So at this point, we should be able to do one by ourselves. I do want it to 2 decimal spots. So go ahead and push pause and push play when you are done. All right, hopefully you've done number 3. Told you we're not going over it, but let's look at number 4. Number 4 is a cone. So I'm going to shade my base. I only have 1 base. Okay. But this time I'm going to use 1/3 big BH. All right. So big B, pi r squared. So 3.14 times 7 squared. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to do 3.14 times 7 squared, which is 49. And I get a big B of 153.86. I work my big B the same for whether it's a cone or whether it's a cylinder. It's going to have the same process for my big B. All right, so now let's go back to my volume formula. Don't forget your 1/3. It is a cone, so I have to have that 1/3. Big B is 153.86. Height of 8. So I'm going to do 1/3 times 153.86 times 8 to get a volume of 410.293. And it's going to be miles. Found out in class today, not everybody knew that MI was the abbreviation for miles. Some of you might get a little chuckle out of this. They thought it was minutes. Minutes is M-I-N. Meters is just an M. All right, let's look at number 5, sorry. I'm going to draw a line because it's getting kind of messy. I'm going to shade my base. This is a cone. Alright, so we're going to do volume equals 1/3 big BH. Big B is going to be pi r squared. So 3.14. And my radius is going to be 8. So 8 squared is 64. Calculator keeps shutting off on me. So I'm going to do 64 times 3.14. And I get a big B of 200.96. My height, this dotted line, now on cylinders, my height connected my base, connected my two bases together. On a cone, my height is going to connect my base to the point. So here it connects my two bases to each other, but here it connects my base to. But notice every time my height is connected to that base. It's connected to a base every single time. All right. So V equals 1/3 of big B, which is 200.96. And that height is 11. So I'm going to do 1/3. Sorry, I'm going to move it over here because the glare is 1/3 times 200.96 times 11 is 736.85. And it's going to be kilometers cubed. Sorry, I write too big for these. All right, let's look at number 6. Number 6. I'm going to shade my base. So I'm going to be doing V equals 1/3 big BH. My big B Alright, but notice this goes all the way across. That's a diameter of 14. Radius is going to be half of that. So my radius is half a diameter. Or I could say 2 radiuses, or 2 radii, make 1 diameter. Alright, number 6, I want you to do on your own. So this is, I want you to go ahead and do this on your own. So I want you to pause this video. I want you to do number 6 completely on your own. Find your big B, find your volume, and then I want you to push play. I'm not going to go over the answer, but I'm going to go over a couple of things before this video closes out. Alright, so you should have already done number 6. So a couple things I want to review. That cylinders are prisms. They have 2 bases, and V equals big BH. And the height on a cylinder is going to connect my 2 bases. Alright, versus a cone, which is a pyramid. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I caught that mistake. Is a pyramid. If I was in class, someone would have caught that for me. It has only 1 base, and it's 1/3 big BH. And my height on a cone is going to connect my base to that sharp point. All of these have circular bases, where my base is where my B is the area of that base. So all of them, I was using my circle formula to find my area of the base. As always, if you have questions, please email me. Please send me messages, or put it on Teams. Hopefully y'all can hear me. My computer is making some very loud noises, but if you have any issues, just let me know. Y'all have a blessed day.